Hello, babies. Your Mimzie is here, and you know I was having a good hair day, but it's irrelevant. Oh, this witch's brew. We're going to read a special book today from my little baby grandson, Sutter. It's called My Little Blue Helmet. Now, Mimzie's helmet was white, and it's not actually the same kind of helmet, but that's okay. I'm still going to read you this helmet. And this is going to talk a little bit about what's going on with my grandson. All right, My Little Blue Helmet. That's a cute little blue helmet. My Sutter's helmet is white. All right, this is my favorite kind of storybook where they got the picture on one side and the words on the other. That way I can read and show you the picture at the same time. That works out delightful. So here we go, get ready. One night, Miller was in his room getting ready for bed. Mama, will you tell me a story before I go to sleep? Miller asked with a big yawn. Of course, replied Mama. What would you like to hear? Tell me about my little blue helmet. Again? Asked Mama as she picked up the photo album. Yes, again, said Miller. He must like that story. I always like to hear the same stories over and over again. It all began when you were a tiny baby. We noticed that your head wasn't completely round. Your doctor said you had plagiocephaly, which is a big word that means one side of your head was flat on one side. He recommended a special helmet to help correct the shape of your head. To make my head round? Asked Miller. That's right. Oh, he's a cutie, isn't he? They fit you for the helmet and asked us to pick out a color. We chose blue. That's Ronan's favorite color. We went for checkups every 2 weeks. They would measure your head and adjust the helmet each visit. I hope they didn't have to drive 3 hours like some people do. Were you and Daddy sad that I had to wear the helmet? Asked Miller as he looked up at Mama. We were nervous and sad on that first day, but we very quickly fell in love with your little blue helmet, said Mama as she gave me a wink. You were very handsome in your helmet. My Sutter is very handsome in his helmet. Did I wear the helmet everywhere? Yes, everywhere. You wore it to the grocery store and to restaurants. You wore it to church and to daycare. You wore it while you were awake and asleep. You wore it to visit friends and family. You even wore it to the beach. You wore it everywhere. Did people stare? Asked Miller. Sometimes they did, but they were just curious. Nosy. Did I ever take it off? Yes, for 1 hour each day you could take it off. We always took it off during your bath time. This was our favorite time of the day. Why? Asked Miller. Because we could kiss your head over and over, said Mama as she leaned in and kissed his head. Mama, did I wear that helmet for years? Mama chuckled and said, no, but you did wear it for several months. Then one day the doctor said you didn't have to wear it anymore because your head was finally round. We called it your helmet graduation day. We had a celebration. I love that. Mama closed the photo album and began tucking Miller into bed. Miller yawned and said, I like that story. Me too, whispered Mama as she kissed his head and began walking out of the room. Mama, yes. Does God love little boys in little blue helmets? Mama smiled and said, God especially loves little boys in little blue helmets. Miller smiled and closed his eyes. Oh, and look, here's little baby Miller. Sutter did these things too. I have pictures of Sutter with his little helmet fitting, and Miller sleeping, and Miller at the beach. We have pictures of Sutter at the beach, and his graduation day. I can't wait for Sutter's graduation day. But his little helmet is not blue. Right now his helmet is solid white, and he's got a wrap coming. And Mimzie and Sutter are gonna have matching helmets. You just watch. I just love this book. And I love that they're fixing Sutter's head, making it not wonky anymore. And he'll be precious as the day is long. And he's already so precious. I can't imagine him getting any more precious. And I just love him so much. And I also just love you.